Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. In this lecture, we will learn about communication and process of communication, which is a part of our course, which is Introduction to Mass Communication. Communication can be defined as the exchange ideas, information, and knowledge between sender and receiver through an accepted code of symbols. Human beings cannot live in society without the help of communication. Communication is a very basic need of any organization and any individual. The English word communication is derived from the Latin noun communis and the Latin word communicare, that means to make common, to transmit, to impart. Communication is a two-way process. It is a natural activity of all human beings to convey opinions, information, ideas, feelings, emotions to others by words spoken or written, by body language or signs. Communication has been defined by many theorists. According to W.H. Newman, communication is an exchange of fact, ideas, opinions, or emotions by two or more persons. Process of communication. Process of communication is a full cycle of event from sender to the receiver and back to the sender. Communication is a two-way process. You can see in this diagram, we can see source sender, encoding, channel message, decoding, receiver mean audience, field of experience and the noise, response feedback to the sender. So let's have a look on each element. Sender, the process of communication starts with the sender, the person who has an idea and wants to convey it to the receiver. In other words, we can say that the person with ideas to share is called sender. The formation of idea is the first step of communication. So communication process begins. Encoding. The conversion of the idea into message by verbal or non-verbal method is called encoding. While encoding a message, one needs to consider what will be interpretation of the message. This process of converting the thought of the sender into message is encoding. Message. It is an important part of communication. Message is the content that sender wants to convey. A message could be verbal or non-verbal. The thought, idea, emotion, or anything that the sender wants to convey is called message. Channel. The way or the medium of sending the message is called channel. Medium or channel can be oral, written, or it can be non-verbal. Receiver. The receiver is the person who receives encoded message. In the best way, if it reaches to the receiver, then there is no problem to the receiver to understand the message properly. Decoding. It is a process where the received message is being understood. It is not necessary that the message reached the receiver will be understood by the receiver, but decoding is a process which converts the message into understanding. There are chances of misinterpretation of the message. Feedback. This is the last part of communication process. After receiving the message, the receiver reacts or responds to the sender. The response can be based on the perfect understanding of the message, or it can be based on the misunderstanding or misinterpretation of the message. This reply from receiver to sender is called feedback. Feedback has its own importance as the success or failure of communication is decided by feedback only. Well, today we have discussed about communication and process of communication. If you still have any queries, please feel free to write me an email. I will get back to you the answer of your queries in my next lecture. Thank you.